Hello everyone, welcome to the geography series. My name is Vivekanand, geography teacher. I'm here to simplify most important topics from your geography subject and help you score good marks in your civil service examination of UPSC. So today's topic that we are going to discuss is the title of today's topic is Evolution of Earth. Evolution of Earth. So these are pretty basic and introductory topics that anyone must know and have and should come across, and anyone should learn, whoever is preparing for this. So evolution of Earth is a topic which comes after understanding another topic called origin of Earth. Origin of Earth. Hence I will give brief introduction, very brief background of origin of Earth. Okay, first the Earth originated, then it has evolved into different spheres like lithosphere, hydrosphere and atmosphere. Okay, before it evolved into a very beautiful blue planet which supports life. Before that, how it got originated, from where it has come up. So that is something we would study as part of origin of Earth. So let me give you a very brief introduction of this regarding origin of Earth. So this origin of for the origin of Earth, there came many theories. For example, the first theory which came up, which attempted to explain origin of Earth, was nebular hypothesis. Nebular hypothesis. It is given by Immanuel Kant. Immanuel Kant. Later, it was Laplace who revised the nebular hypothesis. Thereafter, many theories came up called planetesimal hypothesis, tidal hypothesis. Okay, so they were all many hypotheses and theories which all attempted to explain the origin of the Earth. But later, question came up regarding the origin of the entire universe, not just the Earth. So for that, one of the important theories, that is Big Bang theory. So Big Bang theory, understanding Big Bang theory would help us understand everything about the origin of the Earth and origin of the universe, including these theories would are understandable as when you understand the Big Bang theory. So Big Bang theory tells that initially there was just this tiny entity. This tiny entity was so small that none can imagine. So this is a point which had unimaginably small volume, unimaginably small volume. Such a small entity, which you can't even imagine how small it is. And at this point, which you can't imagine how small it is, at such a point there existed infinite temperature and infinite density. This point had infinite density. Okay, and to this they called it as singularity. So initially there was nothing in the universe. Nothing in the sense, they say, not even the space and not even the time. So that is something beyond our limited capacity to understand or comprehend. So initially what all existed was this singularity, which was so small that you can't even imagine, but at such a small point it had accumulated infinite temperature and infinite density and infinite pressure. Okay, so at one point what happened, this tiny singularity suddenly got exploded, and that process is called cosmic inflation. What is cosmic inflation here? Cosmic inflation is sudden expansion within microseconds, within a fraction of second. Suddenly, the singularity erupted out from nowhere. Okay, the singularity which had infinite temperature and infinite density suddenly got expanded, and that phenomena is called cosmic inflation. When it got expanded, the energy hidden in the singularity started unfolding itself, started releasing. Okay, so the energy started unfolding. So with time, what happened? With time, what happened? The energy got converted into the energy got converted into fundamental particles. Fundamental particles. Fundamental particles include, for example, the photons, quarks, leptons, bosons, etc. So fundamental particles are created from energy. Where is that energy? That energy is coming from singularity. From singularity, that energy is coming out. When the energy is coming out, when that energy is coming out, the temperature is reducing. The temperature is reducing now because singularity had highest temperature, infinite temperature. When it started opening up after cosmic inflation, the temperature started decreasing. As this temperature started decreasing, the energy itself got transformed into particles called fundamental particles like photon, quarks, leptons, etc. And these fundamental particles together combine to give rise to electrons, protons, neutrons, etc. And these atomic particles combine to form to create atoms. Atoms combine to create molecules. Molecules combine to create matter. Mm, and this is how world is created. World is full of matter. The universe is full of matter. Universe is created like this according to Big Bang theory. Okay, and after this cosmic inflation, the universe started expanding like this, and it is continuously expanding even for today. Even today it is continuously expanding. What is expanding is, this is the space. Earlier the space was only this much, now the space is this wide. Okay, that means after this big bang event, the space is expanding. The space is expanding. Meanwhile, after this big bang, as I already told you, energy got transformed into atoms, matter. So with time, you can see dense cloud of gases are started getting created. At this point, at singularity, there was nothing. There was only energy in the form of high temperature and high density and high pressure. It was only energy. But after billions of years, you can see here, matter got created. Matter in the form of gases and dust particles. Gases and dust particles. Now this is appearing like a huge dense cloud. Isn't it looking like a huge dense cloud? Okay, this huge dense cloud is called nebula. This huge dense cloud is called nebula. This nebula is nothing but collection of gases and dust particles. Gases mainly include hydrogen and some helium, but hydrogen is the most important gas. So even today, if anyone asks you which is the most abundant gas in the universe, you should say hydrogen is the most abundant gas in the universe. Okay, this hydrogen gas and helium gas came from this singularity. Everything came from singularity. Now within this dense cloud of gas called nebula, which contains gases like hydrogen, helium and dust particles, within this started developing galaxies or stars, collection of stars. Okay, so this is a particular galaxy which is found within this nebula. Okay, and similarly there is another galaxy which is formed here. Okay, and you know the space between these two galaxies is increasing. Earlier when the universe was at this point, this was the position of these two galaxies. Now as the space expanded. You can see now space is expanding continuously. Now the galaxies are also drifting away from each other. This, you can see that the distance between two galaxies has increased. The distance between two galaxies has increased, and it is continuing to increase. So in future the distance will be even farther and farther between two galaxies. That means the space in between, this space itself is expanding. This space itself is expanding between galaxies. So now you know that from singularity came these galaxies. Galaxies is nothing but collection of stars. This galaxy nothing but stars, collection of huge collection of stars, and around each star created planets. Around each stars created planets. So one such galaxy is our Milky Way galaxy, and in that our star is sun, and around the sun planets are formed. How exactly how exactly the planets are created out of the stars, for that I will make another video. For now just understand that from singularity energy got converted into fundamental particles to atoms, then atoms to molecules and matter. The matter created was this nebula. Within nebula, Galaxies are formed. Galaxies are nothing but collection of billions of stars. Okay, and these galaxies are moving away from each other because the space itself is expanding. Initially, there was no space here at this point, and later the space is created and it is expanding like this. Okay, meanwhile the energy got transformed into matter, and which formed a nebula. From nebula stars formation happened. Many stars collectively called galaxy. Okay, so around each star many planets are formed. One such star is our sun, and around sun all these 8 planets are created. So this was a brief introduction regarding the origin of the earth, the first part, the basics. Okay, so I will make a separate video on each of these important steps under Big Bang, especially regarding the formation of planets. Okay, but this was the brief explanation. Now once you know the origin of the earth, let me give you the time period. Okay, for this Big Bang itself. This Big Bang event, this cosmic inflation event where suddenly singularity got expanded, this happened 13.8 billion years ago. 13.8 billion years ago. And the star formation here started at around 5 to 6 billion years ago. So Big Bang event occurred 13.8 billion years ago. The star formation started 5 to 6 billion years ago. Okay, after this, around 4 to 5 billion years ago, planets started forming around the stars. Now, now exactly what is the age of Earth? If you ask, age of Earth is 4.5 billion years. That means Earth formed 4.5 billion years ago. Our sun was formed 4.6 billion years ago, and Earth formed 4.5 billion years ago. Moon formed 4.4 billion years ago. This is the age of Moon. So this is for sun, this is Earth, and this is our Moon. Okay, now you know that Earth formed 4.5 billion years ago. 1 billion equals to 100 crores. 1 billion equals to 100 crores. So 4.5 billion in the sense in crores, if you want to transform it, it should be 450 crores. So 450 crores years ago, our planet Earth was formed. Now I will extend this discussion. So Earth formed 4.5 billion years ago. Now question is, now we'll study the evolution part. Origin part is over. Origin part is simple, that 4.5 billion years ago Earth formed. Earth started revolving around the sun. Earth is formed out of the sun. Initially there was only sun. From sun some matter got separated, and many planets are formed. This is the sun, and many planets, 1 2 3 4 5 6, this is yeah, 6 7 and 8. So 8 planets are created around the sun, and the third planet here is earth. So all these planets all these planets are created out of the sun. So they are like children of sun, and it is the responsibility of the sun to protect all these planets. Regarding the exact formation of these planets out of sun, we will discuss in a separate video. Okay, so now 4.5 billion years ago earth was formed. Once it is formed, it has evolved. it has evolved it has evolved into the earth has evolved into different layers. So evolution, that means earth itself evolved into different layers, which include hydrosphere hydrosphere lithosphere, and atmosphere. Okay, so lithosphere is the solid part of the earth. The solid part of the earth means the continent part, the continents are lithosphere. Okay, so in evolution what we will study is how this lithosphere formed, how the continents are formed, how the solid part of the earth formed, first thing. And in the atmosphere we'll study how the layers of gases around the earth, the upper atmosphere, it has formed. Okay, in hydrosphere we study how oceans formed, because most of the water is in oceans. So we need to understand how the oceans formed. So in this particular discussion we will study the formation of lithosphere, hydrosphere, and atmosphere. Coming to the formation of lithosphere first. Coming to the formation of lithosphere, hope now all of you know what is lithosphere. Lithosphere is, in general sense, it is the solid part of the earth, the outside part which is solid, apart from oceans. That means the continents where we live, where we reside. So the land mass, how it got created. Okay, so in formation of lithosphere, you should understand that when earth was found 4.5 billion years ago, how earth was looking like. This is an important question. When earth formed at 4.5 billion years ago, this earth was floating in the sky, revolving around the sun, but this was like a burning 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 ball. It was like a burning ball. That means it was very hot. Earth was initially very hot. It was very hot, and it was barren. Barren means there was nothing, there was no life at all, there was no vegetation. It was completely hot, barren, and it was rocky. But today we see forest, we see different landscapes on the earth. Okay,